number systems. Now, if we look at numbers starting from 1, which is what initially we used to have, because they were being used for counting purposes, they are also called counting numbers. Counting or natural numbers. Later on, 0 was added to this. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and it was called whole numbers. Now, just to make sure that we don't have to keep writing this again and counting and or rather natural numbers, a symbol was given. So the symbol is write n and just write it twice. Similarly, whole numbers, one top of the other, write it twice so that it looks dark. Then negative numbers were also added. So if you have 0, then if you go towards one side, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you go in the opposite direction, you have -1, -2, -3, -4, ... That means on either direction you can keep going without end. Now these are called integers. So you have natural numbers, you have whole numbers, you have integers. Okay, so we can say whole numbers is equal to natural numbers and 0. Because it looks like O, we can write 0 with a slash in it. Okay, we can say Z, or Z means what? Integers is equal to whole numbers and negative numbers, right? Negative numbers. And this negative numbers can also be written as Z minus, which means positive numbers can be written as Z plus. The numbers can be also fractions. So for example, half integers, these are called integers, integer numbers. Okay, coming back to this, we can have fractions. 1 by 2, 3 by 2, 5 by 2, 5 by 4. So these are fractions. Now these can be parts of one or parts of more than one, proper fractions or improper fractions. In either case, for example, here 5 by 2 is what? 2 and half. This is not a proper fraction, this is an improper fraction. Half is a proper fraction. Any number can be written in this form, because when you divide a number by 1, it is a number itself, remember? So 3 by 1 is nothing but 3. So since we can write it as 3 by 1, any number can be written as P by Q. Now, just remember, Q cannot be 0. Since Q cannot be 0, that's a very important principle in maths, that you cannot have 0 in the denominator. So any number that can be written in this form of p by q is called a rational number, right? Rational number. Now the symbol for that is q. Suddenly why q is coming is because the original name is in some other language and we have just taken the first alphabet of that word. Now all the numbers, rational, and later on we will see irrational numbers, all the rational numbers and irrational numbers put together are called real numbers. Includes rational numbers and irrational numbers. Like square root of 2, square root of 3, pi. So I think for this level, that is where we stop. Now here what this worksheet allows us to do is just explore it a little bit. So if I go slightly this side and instead of when I start from 1, it shows me 1. There is, we can't go back, whereas after 40 there is dot 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 means it we can keep going. Okay, now if I make it say from 0, so starting from 0, then again can't go behind 0, but I can keep going. Now if I go from left to right, it is in increasing order. If I go top down, it is in increasing order, bottom up decreasing order, right to left decreasing order. And if I give the steps as -1, now what happens is 0 comes on this end. 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. So here we can keep going forward after 0, but we also can keep going backwards beyond -39, right? Not only that, we can say 1, step 1, or we can say step 2. Now when we say step 2, starting from 0, it will show us the even numbers. When we say step 1, step 2, but starting from 1, what will it show us? It will show us all the odd numbers. So in a way, it is not only, if I change it to starting from 0, it is not only even numbers but table of 2, time multiplication table of 2. If I say step 3, multiplication table of 3, I can start from say -20 in steps of -1. So starting from -20, so -20, -21, like that I can keep going. Or I can say 20, starting from 20, negative numbers. So starting from 20 was negative numbers. Or I can say starting from 100 backwards. So if we put it on a line, which is also called a number line, these number lines can be vertical or horizontal. When it is vertical like this, the numbers are written, positive numbers are written in the increasing order from bottom up. So bottommost number will be the smallest number, topmost number will be the largest number. The same thing can be written on a horizontal line. So here if we use a horizontal number line, then the numbers are written in the increasing order from left to right. So smallest number will be the first number on a horizontal number line, and last number will be the largest number. Okay. But if we have negative numbers, say starting from 0 minus, now look at this. Now here what is happening? The largest number here is what? 0. So in case of negative numbers, the numbers are written, again it boils down to top down, but just don't look at the number itself. If you look at only the number, then it looks as if the order is reversed. But because of the negative number, it appears to go in the opposite direction. So you have 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 like that. In case of horizontal number line, again the largest number is 0. This is very important to understand, because this acts as a foundation for the future sessions. Bye.